Hello, my name is Dread, and thank you for tuning in. Got some stuff to get off my chest, and I gotta be honest. I don't know what all I'm gonna say. Sometimes it's better not to have too much scripted when it comes to these things and just speak off the cuff. So I am fresh off of having come home from work and decided to sit down and watch something I have not seen in a long time, which is the entirety of the DVD performance of Alice in Chains on MTV Unplugged. And despite not being a person who owned more than one of Alice in Chains albums, I owned one. Um, so despite not being a super fan of the band or being completely familiar with all their works, um, sitting down to watch this was extremely emotional for me. Um, it was a fascinating watch and a hard watch at the same time. I got swept up in the emotions, in the moodiness, in the gloominess, and I got angry. I got angry because this is the last time Layne Staley performed in front of people that I'm aware of. He recorded a couple of songs to other people after this, but he never performed live that I'm aware of. So let's start there. Let's start there. Layne Thomas Staley was born August 22nd, 1967. He was the lead singer of the Seattle, Washington rock band Alice in Chains from 1987 until his death in April of 2002. Alice in Chains had some great albums, but they truly reached critical success when they recorded their Unplugged album in April of 1996 for the TV series MTV Unplugged. By this time, Layne Staley was practically, he was on the verge of being a complete shut in, a recluse in his own apartment. The band had not performed together for 2 years previous to showing up at the Brooklyn Academy of Music's Majestic Theater in New York to record this emotional and intimate album in front of a few select friends and others, including the members of Metallica. The album was released on DVD in July of 1996. I believe it came out at the end of May on the TV series. It was recorded in April. Sorry, it was recorded. Yeah, that's right. In April, yes. It was MTV's Unplugged on MTV Unplugged's biggest hit ever outside of the Nirvana performance. And if you know Nirvana, and chances are you do, you know how they broke down barriers and affected everybody, both with their music, their style, and ultimately the death of Kurt Cobain. So for this to be the second biggest performance, I should say a fucking lot. Layne Staley died on April 5th, 2002, of an accidental overdose. He died exactly 8 years to the day after Kurt Cobain of Nirvana passed away. Sometimes these coincidences, you have to wonder. You just, I'm not saying it wasn't accidental, but I'm just saying you have to wonder. The truth is, Layne Staley died slowly over the course of 5 years. He was very sick. He was unable to eat for long periods of time. He had contracted gangrene at one point. This was a man who, in the throes of his despondency agony, and drug addiction was killing himself over a long period of time. And it was evident to everybody. The last 3 years of his life, he was never seen by anyone, family or friends. No one ever saw him outside of his apartment. I mean, maybe he got groceries delivered once in a while. Maybe he snuck out at times to get groceries. I don't know. He literally would not let bandmates, friends, they'd knock on the door, he would not let them in. His mother would not see him. They would contact him through voicemails. He wouldn't speak to them directly, even. I don't in front of me have the figures on how many people overdosed this year or last year. I don't have any of those figures right here. I could have looked them up. I didn't. Fact of the matter is, you and I both know that's a large number of people. And it's a problem that's getting larger. So when I watch Alice in Chains MTV Unplugged, and I see Layne Staley, and I realize, my God, look how he looks. And then realize that was 96. It took another 6 years to pass away. What have we as society, what have we learned from his passing? This was a brilliant man. But he wasn't the only brilliant person in the band, because the band did eventually go on without him. They reformed, they brought in another singer, they went on and they made some other great music, don't get me wrong. And that's fine. They're totally allowed to, and I support them in that. That's cool. Um, but he was a brilliant man. I don't have a friggin' idea about what his lyrics. I mean, I got small idea what his lyrics are about. I think he wrote the lyrics. I mean, maybe some of the other band members also wrote lyrics, but it's just darkness and gloom and twisted agony all through his lyrics. He was a tortured artist. What did we learn from his death? I don't think as a society we learned anything. Nothing. Because drug addiction is getting worse. And when I say drug addiction, okay, first of all, I'm not talking about people who smoke a little pot, all right? I'm not even talking about people who drink a little alcohol. I'm just trying to get past that in your own heads if you're stuck there, okay? I'm coming from this as a person. I'm in my 50s now. When I was a teen and in my 20s, I was involved in drugs, okay? I didn't use the hardest of drugs, but I did some drugs that at the time would have scared people of that time quite a bit. Even some who, smoked a little pot, did other stuff, they would have been freaked out by a little bit of the stuff I did. Okay. So I dabbled. I certainly was not into anything like the kids and the adults are into nowadays. Um, if I had not given up myself personally, if I had not given up all of that, if I had not decided because of my addictions, because of my personality, if I had not decided, no, I gotta cut out smoking pot, I gotta cut out drinking. Those didn't happen at the same time, but I didn't done those things in my life because of my personality, because of my issues in life. I would have at some point been on the drugs other people are dying from nowadays. And again, before you say, whoa, 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 Dread, you don't know that. Or whoa, 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 Dread, no, I just smoke a little pot. Whoa, 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 time out. People, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me. For myself, I recognize that there is an emptiness within me and a unwilling to accept all of myself and an unwillingness to believe in myself, to feel good about myself most of the time. and hiding away from life and reality that I go through on a day by day basis, that I know if I had left the door open a crack, light the dumpster on fire and I'm diving in because that's going to be my life. I had to step away. And even though I don't do drugs and even though I don't drink, the temptation is there all the time. One of the most profound experiences I had was when I had surgery on my eye. They had to cut my lens out and put a new one in. Okay? That's fairly common nowadays. All right? When they did that, they injected something into me. I don't know what it is. I actually did research it and look it up at one time. I thought about asking my doctor, how do I get that shit? I didn't. The point is, under the effects of the stuff they injected in me, I felt completely at peace for the first time in my life. I felt all the voices in my head, all the nagging, all the doubting, all the pressure of the world, all the worry and all the anxiety gone. Poof. Not there. When I thought about this later, the day after, probably was the day after, thinking back on that, I thought to myself, my God, if this is how people feel when they smoke crack, when they're doing these hardcore drugs, these stuff that ends up laced with fentanyl and killing them, if this is the shit, if this is how they feel, then I understand. I understand why they do it. Because I feel that desire to just do anything to feel at peace in life. Anything. And I have to hold myself back because if I don't, I'll end up dead. And I'd rather have a long life instead. Or I'd rather have a long life and be able to say at the end of it, I suffered through it, but I went through it. Rather than saying, nope, I kept running from it. I did everything I could to hide from it, and it killed me. That's me. That's my story, okay? So when I watched the performance of Layne Staley and Alice in Chains and MTV Unplugged, I see this guy and he's got the glasses on at first, hiding the bags under his eyes. When he takes them off, even in the dim light, you can see he's gaunt. He's wasted. The entire eye area is completely black and purple. Doesn't look healthy. Looks like someone who does not like his life, will do anything to get away from it. I feel a lot of empathy for him. I really do. And if you're a person who's struggling with that, I feel empathy for you. Don't think I look down on you because of it. I get it. This is part of mental health issues, people. I've said it again and again. If you watch different videos on my channel or you're a part of my Discord, then you know I deal with mental health issues day by day. I have mental health issues that run in my family, and it did not skip me. It did not skip over me like it does a lot of people. I got it. I got the mental health issues, okay? And I don't have an easy time talking to anybody about it. I mean, I could apparently talk to you guys about it, but going to a doctor and talk to them about it, trying to get to see a specialist and talking to strangers about intimate details of your life just in the hope they're going to be able to help you somehow. Very, very difficult. Here's something else that kind of pissed me off the last little bit. I put out a lot of Scum videos. I like the game. I really, really enjoyed the game. Okay. I put out a start of a series called The Laces of Sanity. YouTube took my first video and said, yeah, no, 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 we're censoring your video. We are telling you that no, you're not making any money off it for ads, and we're not going to allow anybody who's not signed into YouTube and is 18 years of age or older to view your video. Well, I looked at my video and I'm like, my video is no different than any of my other scum videos I put out. I thought about it for a while and realized it's because I said my character was mentally ill. And I even made a little bit of fun about that. But you know what? Of all the people in this world who can talk realistically about mental illness and make a little bit of fun about it, it's those of us who have it. It's me. I'm the person who does talk about this stuff. Apparently, YouTube doesn't like it. YouTube is censoring me for that. And that sucks. That sucks because those are conversations that need to be had. But YouTube doesn't want it to be had. They don't want that. They want it to, nope, that might offend somebody. Damn right. My words better offend somebody. If I'm not offending somebody, I'm dead already. That's life. No one's going to agree with me, and some people are going to vehemently disagree with me. That's life on any subject. How do you like your bread? Toasted or not toasted? Oh my God, if I answer that, I am going to offend somebody. True story. Someone's going to get mad. Anyways, I think it's bullshit. I think YouTube censoring is bullshit. However, can't do anything about it, can I? But I'm just telling you, those are the kinds of conversations that need to be had, and maybe a gaming video opens the way for that. Instead, very few people end up seeing it. My whole series goes kaplunkers because now I've got a series where almost nobody saw the first episode. Why would they want to tune into an episode 2, 3, 4, 5 when they don't know what the first one's about? We didn't see a first one. We're not signed into YouTube when we go on YouTube. We're just at work, or we're here, we're there. We're not signed in, so we can't see it. Doesn't matter. We could be 65, we could be 21, we could be 33. Doesn't matter what age you are. If you're not signed into YouTube and they can't prove it that you're 18 or over, then you can't see the video. That kind of stuff is bullshit. I'm just saying. Layne Staley deserved better. He deserved a better life than he got. He did. His mother deserved to see her child the last years of his life. She deserved to hold him and talk to him face to face and tell him how much she loved him and how proud she was of him and what he had accomplished and how she was there for him in the times he was hurting, not just leaving messages on his voicemail. But that's Layne Staley's mental illness, because I tell you, depression is mental illness, anxiety is mental illness. All these things affect the brain. And Layne Staley surely was affected by many things. They caused him to doubt himself, to hate himself, to loathe himself, to be afraid. They caused him to run from those things, and once he found something that made that go away for a short time, addiction takes hold. That same thing is killing him. Doesn't matter. He's going to run back to it time and time again. I would encourage you to sit down and get a great pair of headphones, sit down in the dark, and spend 70 minutes watching MTV Unplugged, Alice in Chains. It's a really great performance. It really is. However, if you're a person who gives into melancholy and can easily give into depression and stuff, probably want to stay away from it because they have that very down-tuned, dirgy, mournful kind of thing that if you're like that, it can suck you in. It does for me, but I'm able to kind of boost myself out of it, but it makes me sad and it pisses me off. I don't know. I'm not sure what else to say right now, but you know, this is my little talk, I guess, on Layne Staley. This is my little talk on mental illness and the silencing of mental illness, and a little talk on YouTube as well, I guess. In the end, though, it gives me hopefully this chance to talk to you this way, kind of get my thoughts and feelings out there, and maybe it touches somebody else. No, 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 Dread, you're not allowed to touch other people. Stop it. They told you don't touch people. Uh, to kind of, get a little spark with somebody and maybe someone be like, hey, I really relate to that. Thank you. That makes a little sense to me. or whatever. I don't know, but people, we gotta band together and not be silent on mental illness because it is running rampant. And we also got to be not silent on drug abuse because it is killing us. And yes, it's primarily killing the mentally ill, but as we get greater and greater percent of people who are alive are mentally ill, yet greater percentages of them are being killed off by overdoses and whatnot. Well, then doesn't it stand to reason that the problem with society also is that more and more people are getting mentally ill? More and more people are fatally unhappy. That's not getting better. That's getting worse. If we don't find ourselves a way out of this, you, me, we're all going to end up like Kurt Cobain and Layne Staley and Chester Benningfield and all the others. So many I can name in rock and roll, and there's many more outside of rock and roll. If you overdosed or killed yourself or whatever, and you worked at a bookstore, you are just as important to those people are to somebody for sure. So people remember something. I'm in the boat with you. I get it. Why do I do what I do on YouTube? Why do I put out gaming videos? Why do I put out talks? Why do I do this, people? Think about it. Why? Why does Dread talk to everybody about stuff? I'm just looking. I'm just looking for something that's not there. Just, it's not there, and I'm looking for it. And reaching out to people and hoping people reach back it's a little something. It's a little pep in my day. It's a little jump in my and skip in my step that keeps me going till next day. Because God knows one day I will be a statistic, whether I want to or not. One day I'll be passed away. It may be I die of old age. Maybe I die of cancer. Maybe I get hit by a bus crossing the road. It may be I overdose on fentanyl. It may be I put a gun to my head. The point is, I will be a statistic one day. I would like that day to be as far away as possible. I'd like that day to be as far away as possible for you too. So band together, support each other, don't be silent. Remember, others are just like you. Everybody, your views, as always, mean the world to me. Subscribe if you want to. I would love to have you as a subscriber, a follower. I would love to have you join Miss Valley Discord, but in the end, all I want to do is reach out. From the bottom of my heart, people, stay safe. God bless. My name is Dread. Good night.